Stop Believin', I believe, was his song.
Oh, okay.
Stop believing.
No, don't stop.
Oh, okay.
I think that was his song.
No, to rein in that train wreck that just happened. No, I think that the brilliance behind this article is the way it imagines, in a very provable and typical response that we see from the left and the institutional left all the time, that those kind of policies and discussions are so easily imaginable, it almost reads like it's not fiction. Because you could hear these characters from the left saying those things. We've heard a lot of talk, I think it was back in, was it the 2012 campaign about the two Americas, or was that 2008? I don't remember, but
2008, you're talking about John Edwards?
Yes, John Edwards was talking about two Americas, and it was all about the haves and the have-nots, the 1% and the 99%. We did all that sort of thing. I think, though, that there really are two Americas, and it's that two ideological polar opposites, people who believe that individuals matter and should be free to do the things that they want to do and choose for themselves, and the people who want to control everything because they say they know better. That's your two Americas right here, and Kurt just illustrated it so beautifully. And it just almost, like I said, doesn't read like fiction.
Well, it's interesting, too, that he said who he picked as the first president, and that is our Governor Abbott. The thing that bothers me a lot is how much the left projects, and they do. They project so much. Oh, well, you guys are this way. You guys are that way. The people on the right are bigots and racists and everything else. And I'm thinking to myself, looked in a mirror lately? That said, I would like to point out that it was a very red state of Texas that elected Bill Chair as governor. Huh. Fascinating.
Well, and isn't his wife Hispanic?
Yeah, oh, hey, you know what? You're right. That's why I thought it was so laughable for the attacks on him about how he wanted to get rid of Hispanics, and I'm like, really?
Well, one of Wendy's things was that he would make interracial marriages illegal or something.
Yes, that's what it was, and I was like,
well,
that's one way to get a divorce.
But
really?
Yeah, the rumors that what the left believes about us is so untrue.
I just have to break in here for a second because I checked the mail today. You are cordially invited to attend the oath of office ceremony of Greg Abbott.
I'm not the only one who got one of those?
Right.
I thought it was so cool to get it because it really it's neato.
South steps of the Texas Capitol. And then here's an invitation to the barbecue. And here's one to the Future of Texas Ball. And the Young Texans celebration. This is like party week. So, yeah. President Abbott, that would be like a whole nother round of mail I'd actually open.
I got invited to Drumthwacket. You guys don't have a cool governor's mansion's name.
What is that?
Drumthwacket?
What?
Drumthwacket.
Bless you, my son. Bless you.
No, that's the name of the governor's mansion here in New Jersey. It's Drumthwacket.
You have to name your governor's mansions?
That's a little pretentious, don't you think?
But
it's Jersey. What do you do?
It's got the Drumthwacket. That's like a great name.
Okay.
I thought it was a band name for a second. You're like, no, it's our governor's mansion. No, it's a band name. It's a governor's mansion. Pick one. Pick one.
It's the governor's mansion, and I also got a very nice Christmas card from Chris Christie and Mary Pat. So,
but Fishy, you mean I'm not the only one who got that? The invitation thing was pretty cool. Did it go out to everybody who ever sent the Republican Party their name and address or something? Did you get one, Brass?
I did not.
Oh,
Oh,
Texas
God.
privilege! Texas privilege. We have just excluded one.
This
Yes.
sounds like a chick thing.
Ah.
Probably is.
What are you saying about my governor? Are you saying he's like, anti-woman, that this is a war? Oh, wait.
No, he's
Mm.
anti-guy. Guys don't get it. We're not invited. Probably because we have bigger appetites. We'd eat everything before you actually got to the table, fishy, because you're small and I just push you out of the way on accident. Whatever.
You have indeed done so. You have indeed done this.
Oh my goodness.
I'm not the one who picked you up and trotted you on your tippy toes just to escape somebody either, but that's not important right now.
No, but I got good people who got my back when I need to make a good getaway. I'll tell you that.
Speaking of things that need an escape, like an escape hatch, this segment needs an escape hatch. We do have one more thing that we want to talk about. I know that was on the list of things. Some good news. I mean, it's the Christmas season. We have some good news for you about Keynesianism and how basically those guys not so much. I don't want to say that Keynesianism is dead, because this thing goes back and forth.
Keynes himself isn't he?
Last time I checked. I mean, in
Is
the
this
end.
a birther thing? Are you a birther?
This Vermont? Vermont.
No, I'm not a birther, and yes, Keynes is dead. He's been dead. He himself is dead. I'm talking about Keynesianism. The fun fact, I actually, in the MMORPG that I play, my character that's a thief is named Keynesianism. So that's kind of a pain in the butt to type. But no, multiple articles. I know, Fishy, you posted one on Free Radical Network from Cato, going into detail about the failure of the left and the success of conservative policies. It's awesome to see that, hey, it's not all doom and gloom, guys. We have been able to accomplish some stuff over the past few years with the conservatives in the House of Representatives. I mean, even without having the Senate, we've been able to accomplish some stuff. We've been able to cut some serious spending going on.
I think that's the best thing to take away from this, especially after reading this Cato piece, is there were some big government appetites, big spending appetites, all through both sides of the House and well into the Senate, entrenched in the Senate under Harry Reid. But the fact that House Republicans made us get to this point where we had a sequester deal, etc., even with just the House, the conservatives managed to slow the growth of government. Yes, most people are going to say that's not good enough. You have to stop it and turn it around and reverse it. And I agree. But again, that we've said it before, we've said it 100 times. The ship of state does not turn on a dime, and there are adjustments that need to be made. And what we're looking at is, now that we've got some distance from it, we can see the effects that have happened based on sequester, based on freezing of spending, etc. And that gives us a launch pad from which to advocate more of those things, more of the ideas of cutting. And people who are ready to cut and run because Cromnibus passed or because something didn't go our way at a particular vote, it disturbs me that we treat so many of these votes as the litmus test for whether we're going to lurch in the right direction or the wrong direction. It's a longer process than that. There's a longer game that we have to play. It's not about just one vote. It's about movement in a trajectory. Yeah, we're going to have some wobbles here and there, but we're already seeing that those decisions to hold the government more accountable, to lower those spending increases, is still proving that it's in the right direction, and that we might be able to use that as ammunition to get more of the same.
That raises an interesting question for me, because one of the things that I have seen in my feed, and it kind of bugs me a lot, is this, because it was, and I'm going to back this up, because what I saw was an interesting article. It was actually from, here it is, Pondering Penguin. I actually still have it up, thank goodness. And Culberson actually sets the record straight on Cromnibus. And a couple interesting things that I saw, which kind of grabbed me a little bit, was one, it's not true that the omnibus funds President Obama's illegal amnesty. It's not true that the omnibus fully funds Obamacare. There's actually overall there's cuts in overall federal spending, and that was never talked about. And I realize that there's grumbling, and we have this, oh, we didn't get what we wanted. But the thing that bothers me the most, it's like when we don't get what we want, it's as if conservatives, and I realize this is a generalization, but my goodness, this is what I see from the conservative side when something like this passes. Game over, man! Game over! It's that whole, the sky is falling, oh my gosh, the Huns are at the gates, and we have to we have to batten down the hatches, and by God, call in the nukes on our own position because we're being overrun. And I'm thinking to myself, really? Because I see a lot of stuff to be hopeful for here. And honestly, the article about Keynesianism, I'm looking at, I'm thinking to myself, there's some stuff there's some positive stuff. We're actually starting to turn a corner here. We're actually starting to have things go our way, and it isn't this Machiavellian, horrible end of the world thing. And I'm curious, how do we get conservatives to stop being that way? I mean, how many end of the world scenarios have we been through since the year 2000? It started with I don't even want to bother counting, but you get the idea. I mean, it was the Mayan calendar, and we had the Y2K thing, and it just goes on and on and on. And I'm like, we're still here.
Well, and some of that's just human nature. We don't have enough genuine stress in our lives because we know where our next meal is coming from, and nobody is actually going to be dropping bombs on our houses. So we have to invent stress. There was some interesting conversation about that elsewhere earlier, and I thought that was something that we all need to remember, that we create stress in our own lives because we don't have the kind of stress that our bodies were built for in survival mode. So we're kind of making up these things to give us the stress that we need. But we also tend to, conservatives tend to fight this war. We talk about the fact that we're in this war for America's soul, but as soon as the bullets start flying and we see somebody get hurt with a little bit of shrapnel, run away, oh my God, run away. That's what we do, and it's embarrassing. It's like, guys, come on. Don't give up when we've just won a little bit, and now you're leaving the field? I don't get it. You're quitting while we're ahead?
Well, can I ask a question? Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, go.
Can I ask a question of you guys, though? Because, look, I'm not a fan of Cromnibus. I agree. I don't think it's the end of the world like some people do. Okay, and by the way, I think things are looking pretty hopeless right now for the left.
Mm-hmm.
Vermont is tossing its,
they're abandoning their single-payer system because, oh my gosh, reality hit and it doesn't work.
Guys, they're abandoning it. We have the largest lead in the House we've had, since before any of us were born. We have we are, if we can hold the Senate in 2016, we're going to romp in 2018. The way it's setting up, we hold over 2/3 of the governorships, to my knowledge. Okay, people are seeing, and meanwhile, everything the left is touching in leadership is turning to lead. Okay, the Missouri governor had a chance to handle the Ferguson thing and blew it. The New York mayor had a chance to handle his thing and blew it. Obama has had a chance to handle any number of things recently and is being exposed again and again and again.